for one that ain't so pretty. His parents give him love and affection to keep him strong, moving in the right direction.
Where would you go if you lost your home? 44% of the homeless in America are living without shelter. Just a few minutes from downtown Greenville is a well-organized community for the homeless known as Tent City. Here's Brookley Cromer with more on the story.
Here at Greenville's Tent City, people have come together and formed a strong community. Greg, the founder, shares how the city came to be.
About 10 years ago, a guy brought me down here under the bridge. People were getting arrested for sleeping on the street, on church properties and business properties and all. And I came down here and I found out that the sheriff's department in the city didn't have no jurisdiction down here. So I moved down here and stayed about 6 months and started bringing people down. You know, every other week I'd find somebody that'd been to jail for sleeping on the street, and I'd bring them down here. You know, we're all like a family and neighbors. You know, we have cookouts and stuff. You know, things like that. We all make the rules. You know, we all get together on that. And all, you know, we have meetings every once in a while. You know, so we can make things better. You know, talk about stuff like that. Basically, like any other town council meeting, people ask questions, give their thoughts on something that would make Tent City better. You know, I mean, we have rules. You know that anybody is welcome. Comes down here and has nowhere to stay, and if they don't have a tent, we'll try to get them a tent. You know, and we'll tell them right straight out, as long as you don't get drunk, act crazy, and start fights or steal from anybody else in the camp, you're more than welcome. But you know, if you do stuff like that, you have to go. You know, we'll take their tent down and tell them they got to go.
Along with Greg, Steve, who is also known as the governor, added structure to the community. We asked him how he went about doing this, and here's what he had to say.
I come up with the idea of sponsor a tent, and I told him, I said, one individual, one church, one organization, or one company, sponsor a tent, get them some heat. And they brought it in. Everybody got a propane heater, propane gas, and they still bring it to them. I got the porta-johns, I got the heaters, I got the water tanks, I got generators. I was trying to help them. I love them. I wasn't asking for me, I had mine. I was trying to help everybody else. You know? And I feel like God put me here. God put me here to take care of them.
Mike Chesser is the executive director of Upstate Housing Coalition. We asked him his opinion on the tent city in Greenville, along with his thoughts on how the homeless came together in a community. This is what Mr. Chesser had to say.
I think that when they're individual, it creates more mental health problems, depression, anxiety, separation. It's not healthy. In fact, you know, we were not created to be by ourselves, and I think we prosper better when we are in community. And that does have the advantage of being community, and they do stick together and they do protect one another. And then if there's a disagreement, they usually settle that among themselves.
Homeless communities just like this one are popping up across the United States. This is just one example. This is Brookley Cromer reporting from Tent City. Back to you, Amy.
Thank you, Brookley. What you've just seen is an intimate look into how the homeless are evolving into a new kind of community. This is a growing trend throughout the country, which is changing the way that we have traditionally viewed the homeless. This is Amy Smith. Thank you.